Good morning, happy Monday. I'm Rena and I am here with you for another Mama Nurture Monday prenatal yoga teaching tip. Today we're looking at Cowface Pose, Gomukhasana. So I'll start with a seated option and stick around because I have a little announcement at the end. So I like to always sit up on something, so I'm just on a pillow and then I come toward the edge. And then I like to start with legs out in front. Bend one knee under, one leg under, so you're bringing that, so you can see, it's bringing that heel toward the bottom. And then the other leg, so then bring it over, so the knee's kind of more toward the middle. Now this will be depending on what your prenatal students are experiencing in the belly, what will feel good, and sometimes their hips are sore, so you just have to take it step by step. And then one place to start would be crossing that leg over. If that's not comfortable, they could just be here. We're just going to work on the legs first here. So crossing over, and if that is okay, you can try aligning the knees. Just remember to not have them try to go to a place that they don't normally go, because you don't want them to overstretch. So if there's quite a bit of space here, you can wedge a block. And actually this is just really nice, like even though I can align my knees, this feels really good. It gets in the hip flexor in a little bit different way. But again, if you have, if they're later on in pregnancy, then that might not feel good. Another option that I really like, and this is just taken from yin yoga really, we can leave the bottom leg out straight. And I realize you probably can't see my foot, but oh, there it is. And then that top leg crossed over, so that can be quite nice. And then before we do other leg options, I'll add some arm options. So I have my right leg on top, which if you're mirroring me, that would be your left leg. So I will take the opposite arm up. So then it's here, I have a strap in my hand, and I'll turn around in a minute and show you. Most of you know how to do this already. So it's hanging down behind. I'm going to take that other hand out in front, turn the thumb down, reach the hand back, and reach for that, reach for that strap in the back. And then bend that top elbow, and then just start having the hands come toward each other. So from here, just want to turn around and show that. And also while I'm here, you could have them just do this. So we're getting into the shoulders here. You could have hands clasped and reaching down, or just clasped. So getting into the shoulder joint any way that you can, but let me show that again here. Strap here, other hand circles and reaches back so that their wrist, the top of the wrist, is on the back. So it can be here. You could just start here. Or you could have them start to wiggle that hand to the center so this gets into this shoulder. And it's okay to be here. So you don't want the head pressing forward. And all of this is really good for relieving neck tension. If you do it right, though, you don't want to create stress in the neck by this situation. So if that's happening, you can pull the arm out to the side. So before we move any further into that, let's look at an elevated version of this. I like to do this with my seniors as well. I don't have an extra chair because I'm in the middle of moving, so I'm just going to do this on two bolsters. If you have chairs, you can have them just cross their feet. You're still getting that crossing across the midline. It's not really getting into the hip, but you could do that. Another way to get into the hip without doing those legs extreme is just here, this figure 4 leg. You're still going to get into one hip, and you just do both sides. That's a similar option to just doing the one leg. And then, so we're always looking at the intent. And all of these options, this posture is a really strong posture. It might be good to put in the middle of a stronger class like a standing flow, but maybe in a seated part or as a seated alternative to something like eagle. And then another option would be just across the legs if you have them seated. And then again, we have all of the arm options here. And I really like to cue everyone to do it with the strap, especially just doing it here. I get a really nice stretch under this bicep, and that will feel good for your prenatal students. Another option is that you could just do the arms on sitting on the ball. You know I love the stability ball. And all the while doing this, with every exhale, hugging baby toward, having mom hug baby toward them helps with, that can help with pelvic girdle pain. And so from here, I would probably just, you could cross the feet. If they're balanced, you could have them cross legs, but that's really not my favorite. You could have feet crossed and then do the arms here, keeping in mind that when you're elevated, this might feel really good too, because they have room. Just clasping hands behind. And then one other option here would be to sit up, just kind of leave that part of the legs out of it and sit up on a block, because the higher you are, if the hips are above the knees, it creates more space from the spine to the crown of the head, so you can really get into the shoulders more. So if that crossing of the legs wasn't feeling good, then this would be a great option. Sometimes I just teach one or the other of these. Like if I'm focusing on neck and shoulder relief, I don't even do the leg part. We just work on the arms. So I hope that's helpful for you. Please comment below and let me know if you are enjoying these and what other kinds of poses and content you want. We'll continue to roll them out just based on what we hear from you outside of this Facebook Live. But I do have a really exciting announcement for you. I'm so happy. Shannon and I are going to do a live prenatal online workshop together on September 16th at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So I would love to have you join us. We're going to talk all about contraindications and cautioned poses and just give you the really, really basics of prenatal yoga. So hope you join us for that. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you soon.